Recording.
Okay.
Drummer?
Yeah.
Good. And my voice is coming up. Actually, I need to check on the stream actually.
User left your channel. User was moved out of your channel.
What roles do they do?
Hmm?
What do they do? Do they spectate as well?
Who?
The people who have been organising are like NIS.
Yeah, they're on Team 3.
Oh.
Yeah. Because they are like the main guys.
What Team 3's all the staff members and everything?
A little bit. Can you go onto my stream to see my voice is going?
Yeah.
And what's
I wonder who invited me. Do they all have invite terms?
I gave you the name.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll add in. Oh. Yeah, I left.
Good job.
I've added Nisk, so hopefully he'll accept, and then I'll be invited quick.
Come on. Okay.
I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick, and then I'll look at your stream right now actually.
Okay.
Which Right. Hang. I've now, I'll follow. Just talk a bit.
Da 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 da. I mean, it's shoot.
Yeah, it works, Grang.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
both of our
run.
voices.
Run.
I'll go grab that drink real quick.
Run. Run. Oh. Ooh, that's interesting. Da, 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 da. I really need a new pen. Do I have a new pen here?
I am back.
Oh, welcome back. I'm actually looking if I... No, I have to get up. Get up and get a pen. Go.
It was a nice and full.
Is this one working? Yeah, it's working.
Have these teams been swapped around a little bit? Are these the original teams?
They're the same teams, but there are some substitutes for player who could not make it today.
So who are the subs? Zemio, or Avalon, sorry.
Avalon and Bride. Wait,
Right.
Yeah, there's Avalon. Okay. So now that we got everything in order, let's do a proper introduction.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Hello and welcome to this lovely day, night on the western parts, eastern parts of European network connections. I am Krang the Excitement,
And I'm Tremor King, the analyst.
Drummer King, and joined by me is always late Drummer King, the first.
I'm here this time.
Yeah, you're on time actually. I'm surprised.
At 30-minute notice, you know.
Yeah, totally paying out. So the team seem to be ready, and we are getting into the first champion selection of day 2 of this 5v5 tournament. And more
This is what are the teams?
this is team 3 versus team 2. Team 1 is actually in the finals at this time, we have learned.
And will we be watching their finals?
Oh, you betcha.
Right. So are they waiting out for this one?
Yeah, they're basically watching. I could actually give them out.
Probably should.
Oh, is Paraika streaming? Oh well, I'm gonna stream as well.
Who's streaming?
Paraika, who's playing at the moment, but I don't care.
Why would he be streaming his side?
You know.
They just send it to them all. You know, analysts. You know, with some commentary.
I know that I'm advertising it.
Shady. All great.
Oh no.
Band's been quite interesting. Kenan LeBlanc thrown out there. Maybe that was from a few matches ago. We saw the Kenan top lane to great effect.
Yeah, no surprises there. And actually,
Blitzcrank.
yeah, Blitzcrank getting banned out. Who was the support? Macros was actually the support, so he played an amazing channel a few days ago.
He did a very good Morgana as well.
We didn't watch. No, wait, we did watch that. Yeah.
Yeah. Jarvan, lock-in. Might be a team that looking for maybe a wombo combo. They might want to pick up the Gnar afterwards. Always good to have that combo. Purple team picking up the Buy and Thresh combo instantly. Quite interesting to see what else they'll be filling up on their team.
Yeah, just first to fix. I mean, Lissandra, of course, not getting banned in this game. So she's gonna weave her way into the games.
Interesting enough that already started off pick up from the Corki, as would be expected on a team where you pick Jarvan. Jarvan's got this kind of very small synergy with Corki, out of the AD carries anyway, just because Corki's got that nice AoE damage. You know, he's got the missiles, he's got the Gatling gun, he's got his Q.
User joined your channel.
It's plenty of actual just potential in terms of damage to add on top of this Jarvan ulti, and to be able to just fill the circle and all the poor people that are trapped inside of it. And it's just very effective as well with this Lissandra. They got plenty of lockup with just 2 characters alone. And interestingly enough, the Caitlyn has been picked up as maybe a safer AD carry. We did have a few matches ago where we were saying that this Caitlyn wasn't safe enough against Lissandra.
No, really, there's not much that she can do. She has to pop that Flash and Ned to try to get as far away from Lissandra as possible. But it's kind of odd to see a Caitlyn when you could have some other mobile AD carry, for example, a Lucian maybe. For example.
Especially against a Corki, you actually tend to want to take the Lucian or maybe a Graves, someone with a lower cooldown kind of dash. Just because the Corki's harassing lane with his Q, it's quite easily avoidable if you do take someone with that dash. Even Ezreal really. But I mean, the Caitlyn does have the basic attack range, maybe be able to abuse that. Rush is always there to keep the Caitlyn safe. We'll have to see how the spot actually plays that out. Interesting that a Nami seems to be hovered over. Nami with Corki is maybe one of the worst things you can take with a Corki, because Corki does have a very low basic attack speed. I think it's one of the lowest. So you won't be able to get those E-stacks, E-procs off very well. But the heal and the bubble might be very nice. Back up with the phosphorus bomb.
And actually, you see the Morgana getting locked in. That managed to also sneak through the banning phase, as Baraka is a very strong Morgana favorist. But
I do like the look of this blue team. The the composition is incredible in terms of they've got a fair amount of like long range CC. They also have a lot of just kind of close up in your face CC. They've got the Jarvan knockup. They've got the Jarvan Cataclysm. Lyssandra's all CC really. You got the Nami wave, and you also all that other CC sets up for the Morgana ultimate to be able to proc long enough to activate the stun. So they actually have an insane wombo combo, as well as a Corki. Corki's jump is probably one of the longest range escapes of the AD carries, but it can be cancelled by a Thresh Flay. So I would like to see that happen. Ahri is picked up. Ahri versus Morgana. I quite like the matchup in favour of Ahri, considering that Ahri does have the mobility that in the recent patches her Q now gives her.
Movement speed bonus.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty high movement speed bonus.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see if they're to abuse that in lane. But blue team does have this incredible CC chain that they can pull off. But it will have to start off with Lysandra coming in, or the Nami throwing a really good tidal wave. I feel like the tidal wave in this case will be more of a follow-up. But I would like to see either Lysandra or Jarvan start these fights. But, I mean, they all have the potential, really. Corki's very safe. It's just an all-round good comp. Doesn't have any disengage, really. Well, I guess you can use CC, but there's nothing that's particularly chosen with the aim of escape. They're quite an all-in team. Whilst purple team is like we saw last time with this team, they're all around comps, very strong, kind of flexible, which this team is. They do have the Maokai, and the Maokai does fare pretty well against the Lysandra, because Lyssandra's main kind of strength in lane is actually harasses just by spamming her abilities, which the Maokai is very good with coping with, really.
Yeah, it will go nicely with Maokai's passive, because he will get that ability proc from Lysandra as well, so he should be just able to heal up. And it was interesting, the last time we saw Sedi play, he played as assassin mid, and this time again he is playing an assassin mid again, but he is going up against the Morgana. So
I actually would have liked to have seen him pick Zed again.
Yeah, but that would have made the team have a bit of too much of AD damage, so that Ahri will go nicely to have some kind of magical damage. But then again, on the other side, they kind of have a lot of magical damage on their favor, with the 3 APs and a Corki who's basically a half an AP.
Yes, but I would assume that this Jam would be building tank anyway. So purple team hopefully would be able to abuse this fact and pick up some Banshees. Very strong in the late game. I'd like to see maybe the Vi pick up a lock up the Iron Solari. That would actually favour their team fights dramatically.
Yeah, very hugely.
Let's take bets then. Which from the team comp are you liking the most?
Well, as a team comp, I have to go with the blue team's team comp, but who's gonna win? I don't know, I'm kind of tipping over to the purple side. I'm winning this one.
I think, like we saw before from previous games, we did see a game where there was the Fiddlestick, Oriana, and Lysandra, or Sejuani, and that pulled off very well, but only in the circumstances where the Sejuani did her part. So I actually think purple team would be able to pull this off pretty nicely, but it's very balanced. I can't for sure say which team I believe is going to win.
Yeah, it is very even. So it's gonna be interesting to see what will happen.
Nice to see there's quite a few skins in this game. Blue team actually winning the skin war.
Yeah,
Obviously means they're better.
Oh yeah, most likely it means that they have more money, and sadly enough, League is not one of those games where it's pay to win, unlike other games.
In this game, in this game, money is a skins are just a sign of wealth. You know, you brag it off and show you how how rich you are. Buying the new DJ Soda.
Yeah, I could totally make a joke about that, but nothing comes to my mind at the moment. So we're getting 40 seconds into the game, and this is massive. The blue team has 100 gold lead already.
This must have been from the masteries for the Nami. She must have taken the plus 40 gold. I should hope, otherwise this game seems to be hacked.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. So no, nothing special in the level ones. Both teams just the blue team is covering up their whole jungle line, while as the purple team is defending onto their blue side. So Vi is gonna start there, and Jarvan is gonna start on the red buff. It will be interesting to see how this Ari will go up against this Morgana, who is a Morgana main.
I would like to think that the Ari would win, probably in most stages of the game. But this Morgana does have an incredibly heavy contribution to team fights. I mean, her ulti can be devastating, especially when there's so much CC to, keep everyone in place for Morgana's ulti.
Yeah. So nothing special coming up from either the laning phase either. Both the carries are switching, trading some damage over, and actually Caitlyn taking a little bit too heavy on the damage, taking over half of her health with that trade.
Ami doing a very good job at getting efficiency out of her passive. I mean, her W, sorry.
Yeah, the trick is you just have to stand very close to the enemies and then let it do the rest.
So we saw a bit of what we were talking about, the Lysandra Pope not really meaning much to the Maokai passive.
No, barely anything, and the CS is staying quite the same on the top lane. Lysandra, he did that level 3 first, but Maokai is right behind with that. And we see Vi taking up the river drop on the top side, and she takes, but she won't move in for a gank onto the middle lane.
I think things to look for would be the diamond players on each of these teams, which is the red side, Ari, and for the blue side, the Jarvan. They would be the ones most expected to make game-changing plays. I mean, all the other players will have the obviously the same capabilities, and there is a gank in the mid lane.
Yeah, there's the power of the black shield. Actually tries to block some damage. The ignite is going. Is it gonna be enough? No, it's not. That's barely surviving under 50 health. But the black shield proving to be very worthy on the middle lane as it blocks some bit of CC from Vi and the charm from Ari. But they do spend both flashes from Ari as well as the ignite. And the lane is frozen on behalf of the red side on that middle lane.
I mean, that gank did actually give the Ari a little bit of an XP lead, which might be very important, because as soon as Ari picks up that level 6, it becomes very hard to escape her when she's trying to do all of the damage to you. Very hard to avoid the Q and the W when she's got her ulti up.
And we have to see how that Thresh hook coming up but not landing upon onto the Corki, but still trading damage with the Flay Classic. There's actually the Flay, and they switch over some targets. Target damage Corki. Actually they get a lot of damage. There's the exhaust, and there's Jarvan actually canking onto the bottom lane, and no exhaust coming up, and there's the Flay, and actually Nami flashing forward, trying to get some damage, but Caitlyn flashing away, and so does Thresh, and there's the heal, and they both get away, but actually Caitlyn getting knocked up by the bubble, and almost hitting Thresh hitting that hook onto Nami, or actually the Flay under the turret.
Yeah, I mean, the Jarvan did seem to have messed up his EQ combo a little bit, although it was very close in terms of damage. Caitlyn did go under 50 health. So far these ganks have been, both teams have been very close, but they haven't gotten any results apart from forcing a recall.
And actually Maokai going back before he can get that catalyst, the protector. That will be a slight win on behalf of the Lissandra.
Yeah, I feel that this Maokai would as soon as he starts picking up that magic resist, his life's gonna be a lot more easier. Right now it's not fun for him.
Already fallen 10 CS behind, and actually Vi doing an early dragon but gets spotted by the Jarvan flag and has to step away from it. So other than the top lane, there isn't much of a CS lead from any of the lanes coming out, so being very even in this game. And Thresh trying to clear out that pink ward, and they will just trade wards. And actually Ari getting hit by the Dark Pungent takes a little bit damage from the tormented soil, but it's not too much at this early point of the game for Morgana.
Interestingly enough, the Corki decided to take the Sheen first, which is fairly interesting. I mean, it has always been a preference, but in this situation I'm quite curious to how it's going to work out. I mean, that Corki's been taking a lot of damage, been taking a few of those Caitlyn E's to the face. Pyraxid camera's going crazy.
Yeah, a little bit trying to decide if to go on top lane or bottom lane, but we actually go both. Actually, Chris using that get sentence was Corki Valkyrie away. And there's Jarvan now ganking with the catalyst. He locks up Caitlyn and both Thresh, and they're not gonna escape that. Jarvan is gonna get the first blood. But more importantly, is Thresh gonna get away from this, and it would seem so.
If that Caitlyn had maybe waited a little bit longer, might have been able to get out of the Jarvan ultimate, but sadly didn't work out too much. Maokai seems to have gone a bit greedy there.
Yeah, a little bit, thanks to the ultimate saving his life a little bit by having to force a flash, and Lissandra flashing after and getting that kill to finalize the kill. And now the blue team is going for the strike. The rest is there to see if there's something that he can do about it. Now moving a little bit in, but that should be a first dragon for the blue team as it is. And actually Ari is now there. They're looking to fight there, but Morgana is there on the side. Gets knocked out by the bubble and the dark behind him, but takes the Thresh Lantern to safety. And now there's Vi actually catching up onto the Nami, and Nami gets knocked up with the ulti. Morgana getting sharp and uses the ult show shackles, but is Ari gonna go down to the kill? Is they not gonna be enough? And Vi using the assault and battery onto the Corki, and there's the ace in the hole coming from Caitlyn and securing the kill.
That was a very nice cleanup. By actually just getting her ulti after the first kill, I think that was the Nami pickup. As soon as the Nami got killed, Vi managed to actually get level 6, which ended up getting the kill on Corki. But that might have turned out really badly if the Thresh didn't land his hook. Morgana's ultimate nearly did trigger the stun, but Thresh landed his hook, which I think might have been the last point of damage to have killed her.
Yeah, more importantly, neither of the top laners were in the fight, so no teleports to join onto the fight, as they both hold on to them. And actually now Lysandra is making a run for it with the CS lead, or 20 CS at this point of the game.
Also, in the jungle, it appears that the Jarvan's got about a 14 CS lead, and the mid lane and the bot lane though, the CS lead is in favour of red team.
And now Vi is moving up onto the top lane, sweeping out that ward on the tri-push. And is she trying to make a move onto the top lane? It would appear so, but Lysandra does have the Frozen Tomb available and the Glacial Path. And she's actually... Is she going to move in? Almost Gus. Trying to see if he can bait it out. Vi does not have that Assault and Battery up. And now Ari is actually roaming onto the top lane, so they're investing onto this top lane.
Jarvan is coming up as well.
Yeah, and there's the Glacial Path coming. And actually Ari using that ultimate to go in. And a little bit too early as missing out the charm. And not getting enough damage onto Lysandra, and Lysandra not even having to use that ultimate onto herself or the enemy.
Yeah, I would have maybe liked to have seen the Vi waiting out the Lysandra to use using her E again, just so maybe you could get the knock up and start something off and make the arm maybe a little easy to land. I might have been able to pick up the kill, but I mean, we can only speculate.
Indeed. You see actually Maokai going in at the wrong time as Jarvan is there. He gets locked up by the Frozen Tomb and Lysandra's gonna pick up that kill.
Jarvan's been very good with his placement and knowing where he needs to be.
Yeah, now at this point where we're almost getting to the mid game, where Morgana buy-ins are now almost at the points of 1.5 seconds, where they do actually feel like 3 seconds. Thresh landed a hook and flail, but only a slight of damage. Nami actually hitting the bubble onto the Thresh, and but Nami takes a lot of damage in return, actually goes down to the Thresh.
I think that highlights how squishy Nami is, and if a Caitlyn manages to land her Q without without hitting anything else, if you're the first target hit by the Caitlyn Q, it does do a lot of damage to you. As we saw there, it takes about a third of the health off. It was just enough for the Thresh to do a basic attack and get the kill.
Yeah, actually trying to get that tidal wave. At the last moment we heard the animation, but it was just a little bit a second too late. And actually Jarvan now ganking again onto the bottom lane. Now Caitlyn having to use that flash and so just tries to get out of that Cataclysm.
Seems like the Caitlyn was so terrified, she didn't even decide to use her net to escape.
No, that was just her plain reaction with the flashes to get away as fast as possible. And Jarvan did do a lot of damage in that short period of time. Thresh actually trying to see if he can get another hook onto Nami as Corki has recalled. And actually Lysandra taking the turret on the top lane. Now switching some damage. There's a Frozen Tomb and the kill and picks up the third kill from that lane, and there's Vi ganking onto the mid lane. Not choosing to use the assault and battery. There's the show shackles coming out, and there's the assault and battery and trying to secure the kill. But is he gonna go down to the turret? No! Jarvan is there. Is he gonna pick up a double kill?
I actually think Red team might have been able to have gotten that kill without the assault and battery. I don't think the Ari should have stuck around, but that seemed like quite a sloppy play.
Yeah, very much as they invested
again,
everything. Actually,
Jarvan being in the right place there.
Yeah, he's been he's been a clock. He's been at the right time, right places at the right time. And Jarvan actually being a substitute in this game, so working perfectly so far for the team 3, as he's 3-1.
Alright, yeah. For a substitute, it's quite amazing that he's been able to pick up and play with the team. And it seems to be that maybe he's taken over the captain role. He has, you know, called a lot of things, like that dragon earlier, and the dragon now.
Yeah, and we actually see the teleport coming up from the Maokai. Are they gonna go in? No. Jarvan is gonna secure that kill, and he goes down to the Maokai. Now Seth getting locked up by the Frozen Tomb, and we saw the Keisu planting over and get the kill onto Caitlyn. And now their red team is so swapped around there in a perfect place, and triple kill for Lissandra. They're gonna get a quadra kill. Yes, she is, and no pentakill as Nami gets the last kill.
Now that was a simple case of they left their AD carry, they all jumped on the Jarvan. They thought that if they could kill the Jarvan, they might be able to control the fight. Gotta remember, Lissandra actually has a nice amount of DPS from her Q alone, and just her damage is really good.
Indeed, and a very short cooldown as well, so she's gonna do a lot of damage in the more period of time as it will get. And now the blue team is gonna get turret number 3, and they're gonna back away. So we see a 7,000 gold lead for the blue team at 17 minutes. And Morgana's gonna get the blue buff. Yes, she is at the last tick of the tormented soil. So Seth not having the best of games, not been roaming as much. He did do one roam onto the top lane where they didn't manage to get any kills at all. And now Makai has finished up the Rod of Ages, so he will have that stacking, so he can focus completely onto that magic resistance for the team. And Lissandra 701 with the Morello, Namicon and a Sanyas. Very quickly getting those items, so she's a very fearsome champion to go up against in a lane. Nami hitting a bubble onto the Caitlyn, but Dress responds with a death sentence onto the Nami. Nami having to use that tidal wave for disengage, but they both just step away from it. Now Corki doing some bit of damage to Caitlyn, almost going down. The Rocket's doing it, Corki is actually jumping in, but there's the exhaust coming out and the play, but Corki is just gonna flash away. Nami gets hooked by the death sentence, and is he gonna go down? Meanwhile, on the top lane we see red team fighting onto the Lissandra, and Jarvan is actually gonna get the kill. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, Caitlyn is gonna pick up the kill onto Nami, and Jarvan's double kill on the top lane. So two fights going at the same time in the maps. And actually we see Caitlyn net 90 carry per net in and gets those two basic attacks to get that kill onto Corki. So this game is all about those substitute players, as the substitutes of the red team for that bottom lane and the substitute of Jarvan. the total substitute show so far. See actually John clearing out his jungle, and Lissandra interest is in the bottom lane. Trying to see if she can catch anyone out as she is so far away ahead in items. But this will give Makai a chance to farm on the top lane. And actually choosing to go... Oh, actually not going in. Why? A little bit careless in the jungle, almost getting hit by the Dark Binding. And Lissandra is now on the bottom lane. They're all pushing to get that turret. Nami getting hit by the death sentence, but Lissandra just goes in and Charmin comes flanks from the side, and that's a kill for Corki.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And there's the turret down for the red team. And actually, K2 a little bit too far ahead and gets just hit by the frozen tuna and gets annihilated by 3 shots.
I think in this point he's not even being involved with the team comps. What's happened so far is that the blue team hasn't had to use this combo. They have this CC chain. The Jarvan's like roaming around the map has been brilliant. Lissandra's won her lane pretty strongly, thanks to 1 or 2 Jarvan ganks. Morgana's done very well mid at surviving quite a lot of pressure coming from this Vi.
Oh, and actually, Ari trying to flash and ulti away from the Soul Shackles, but the Soul Shackle does have just immense in range, and he gets locked up. And now Vi charging in, but there's the Glacial Pad from Lissandra. Now actually Jarvan going onto the Vi, and Jarvan is the death sentence, but has the Black Shield. And now Caitlyn getting hit by the Dark Binding. Vi engaging with the Assault of Battery, but he's in the middle of the team. Lissandra using that Sunless to survive, and that's double kill for Morgana. So at this point it feels like a desperation move coming from the side of red team.
I mean, if you look at this game is told by almost how the Jarvan's building. He's not. He's kind of decided he doesn't need tank. We're talking about the AP. The very high magic damage that blue team has. This Jarvan hasn't needed to build tank because not many people have died in team fights. So he's just really built full damage. He's already got Tiamat looking to build into the Hydra, and he's also picked up obviously the 2 Alpine items, which Jarvan is very strong with. It's just his damage at this point is very high and it's not to be messed with. Speaking of builds, Lissandra almost has a Death Cap build. Already got the Marilla Nomicon, already got the Zhonya's. So, I mean, as soon as she picks up this Death Cap, it's going to be a huge damage spike. More so than what she already has.
Yeah, Lissandra is just is the absolute scary thing to see. If the red team even happens to see Lissandra near them, they will have to just instantly just flash away, because Lissandra just can close the gap so fast with the glacial path and the flash to get that, and that's an almost insta kill if you get locked up by Lissandra.
Yeah, I mean, at this point it's going to be very difficult for red team to fight this one back. They'd have to get an almost perfect situation where they're able to kill the Lissandra, which I don't think is going to be possible at this point.
Now we actually see the red team trying to move on to the Lissandra. Lissandra using the glacial path, but they're trying to get this with the death sentence, and Lissandra having to use that frozen tomb onto herself. There's the Zhonya's, and there's Jarvan trying to help, and this Lissandra is not gonna go down, and there she goes, finally going down, but they're gonna take a lot of damage in return. Now the rest of the blue team is joined only the team fight. There's the Soul Shackles coming, hitting onto 2 members, and Jarvan's gonna get the kill. He catalyzes over to Ari, but Ari's gonna get away. There's the dark pointing, and it actually hits onto Ari. And that's an ace. For
that was so clean. Lissandra, like we were saying, the ultimate, the Zhonya's, he gets to stay in stasis for about 4 seconds. So, you know, she gets plenty of time to delay, wait for this Jarvan to jump in. Jarvan, if you look, has got like full armor pen. So he does a heavy amount of damage no matter, you know, what build you have. So, I mean, at this point, it's red team's just outgunned.
Yeah, indeed. And they're gonna pick up the inhibitor on the top lane. And interested to see if they will go for Baron at some point. As they are very far ahead in game, 24 kills to 9, with 7 hurts to 1.
Yeah, it looks like a strong about 16k gold lead. Oh, that is a lot. I mean, 25 minutes in, that's a ridiculous amount.
This game has been absolutely snowballing for the blue team. And there's Lysandra trying to see if she can get her hands onto that blue buff, but Ari's gonna pick that up with Orb Deception. Not much going on, a little bit pace is slowing down.
The blue team finding it a little bit harder to find the these opportunities to close the game, just because red team's playing quite this safe-ish boarding game.
Yeah, very
kind
passive.
Yeah, sticking to their side of the map. Although I feel like the Jarvan would still make flashing engages, and it would still work out for them. I mean, they have the capability. Lysandra and the Jarvan alone is engage enough to do immense amounts of damage.
We actually see Morgana going toward that bush, and Dress is waiting around the corner with the jet centers, but goes a little bit too wide. And it almost feels like the blue team is trying to let the red team engage onto them so they can turn it around with the Frozen Doom and the Catalysm of Jarvan. Because they're not really trying to make any moves around the game. Corki is pushing that bottom wave. But
It's
other
made. Fight them in the back. I mean, shouldn't let your opposing team be able to get free farm. I mean, I think blue team should be, you know, pushing the top lane, pressuring it, or having a simple split push, maybe Lysandra in one lane and the rest of the team on another.
Yeah, trying to be a little bit too proactive. Ari getting hit. Morgana sidestepping the death sentence. And now they're actually grouping up. Actually, Vi goes way too deep into his own jungle, and she's just gonna go down. And actually, Corki getting hit by that jet sentence actually takes a lot of damage, but having to pop that heal to get set to safety. So this is the time for the blue team. Actually, Dragon is spawning. That would be number 4 for the blue team.
After they take this, they might actually go for the Baron. I mean, the 4th Dragon Stack is the extra minion damage, which does affect Smite. So, I mean, at this point, the Jarvan's already got levels in the Vi, and the Vi did just recently die, so it does look like they are going for the Baron call.
Yeah, they're all moving up onto the top side.
Oh,
or
I did not
are they
see.
actually trying to set up a jet trap? Actually just picking up that red buff, but there is a ward.
There we go, that is the Dragon call.
Parry.
I think one thing that we got to take into consideration is where a Smite steal is going to be a very, very improbable event. One team has the extra minion damage.
Oh, and actually Vi going in way too soon. Smites, but Jarvan is just gonna smite afterwards, and they're just going in one by one. Ari is not even there. And they pick up 2 kills. 3 kills actually. Now Jarvan going in, gets a catalyst onto Maokai and Ari, but Jarvan is gonna go down, but there's the W coming from Lysandra, not even actually has popped that Frozen Tomb earlier. So not taking down Ari, who is very low health, actually under 20 health. But they don't really have, other than the top side, they don't really have anything going for them in that case. Red team's
They
gonna...
did keep 3 people alive with the Baron buff though. Which does mean that they might be able to close this out a little quicker than they have done. I mean, again, they have been making passive plays, although that Baron call was a victory, but they didn't seem to push on it too much. They're a bit scared of the Ari, still respected her damage.
Indeed. Now actually, why? Actually going in flat out in onto the Corki, but Lysandra comes over the wall with the Glacier Path. It's gonna go down once again. Caitlyn is on the side trying to lash out some damage, but has to fall back very quickly. And there we go about the split push. Morgana has gone to the top lane to push for that inhibitor. And Lysandra is staying on the bottom wave. And I would only assume that the rest of the team is going for that mid lane to push as well, so they get all the lanes pushing for them.
This is what I'm talking about, that they have finally started doing the push that they needed to do. I mean, all of their members are quite strong to be able to 1v1 people, so the only way Red Team is able to actually answer someone split pushing a lane is by sending 2 people, which then opens up for the rest of the team, you know, plenty of opportunities.
Well, and actually Nami getting hit by the jet sentence and goes down instantly.
Picks like that is going to be the thing that gets Red Team back into the game.
Oh, and actually Lysandra going in, gets the kill onto the Vi, having to actually getting the double kill with the basic attack. And almost getting triple kill. Corki going in, but he steps on a trap, and he's having to do something to get away. Actually Jarvan joining him, gets a catalyst, and there's Dark Bunny hitting on the Maokai, and that's a near out ace. Only Ari living out. And is she gonna get the kill onto the Corki? No, she's not. So Lysandra are getting a little bit too greedy, but her teammates did follow up on her, so they managed to turn that situation onto their side.
Look at that Jarvan build. He's not considering tank whatsoever.
No, he is going flat out bruiser mode.
Actually, that last item probably will be a black cleaver. But that does give him a lot of armor pen. He has a lot of lifesteal. I mean, he's got so much damage.
And actually, by going in onto the Morgana, who has a black shield on her, and there's Thresh trying to follow it up, but just goes down. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Caitlyn trying to go in for the Corki. Lines up for the ace in the hole, but the last rocket from Corki is gonna finish up Caitlyn. So 3 kills for the blue team. And they get the inhibitor on the mid lane and on the top lane, and they have the wave pushing on the bottom lane. They could just get everything that they want.
So the winner of this game will be going to the finals, is it? Or will an extra few matches have to be played?
I think there will be at least some games, possibly. I'm not totally sure, but it'll be interesting to see. Well, Vi gets just locked up by the Frozen Tomb. And there's nothing that she can do. 2-11. Not having the best of games. And the Baron has squared out, but the blue team has managed to take down all 3 inhibitors, so they'll have a double super minions coming from each lane. And I would only assume that the minions would be enough to take down the turrets. Red team trying to make the final last call, trying to get some kills, trying to get this situation turned over its head, but there's nothing that they can do. Blue team is just turning on with the damage.
I think this is another reason for why Caitlyn isn't exactly the best pick when you're against such a heavy engaged team, and it's this seems to be the second match that's been proven.
Yeah, that there's the Nexus going down, the GG's come around, and very convincing win for the blue team. I would only assume that Team 1 was watching this game, and they know for sure that they'll have some bans.
I would definitely think that a Lysandra ban would be in order. Did start the ball rolling, and they did finish. Blue team did finish the game with a 28k gold lead, which is very rare to see in serious games like this.
Yeah, indeed.
As we can actually see, sadly, Vi was locked up so quickly in teamfights, wasn't able to do that much damage. I mean, if you look at the stats, it appears to be that Vi actually did a little bit, 500 points of less damage than the Thresh actually managed to do, and the Lysandra just did so much damage. I mean, she really did a good job at harassing the Maokai down, which is quite difficult to do. Joshua managed to escape a few ganks which were targeted at the top lane in response to the Jarvan's ganks. So I'd have to say that the Sandra did very well, and I wouldn't actually say at this point that it's thanks to the team comp. It just seems to be by the plays right there. He did very good job at just closing that game out. Just some decent rotations, may have slowed it down in the mid game, but they did do good plays in lane, which earned them the victory.
Yeah, and now we see as we get into a game, second game, and there's actually a little bit delay as half of Team 4 are in duo queue at the moment. So we have some time to kill. Do you want somebody to interview at the meantime?
I think the Jarvan would be very good. Absolus.
Okay, we'll get the Jarvan out just in a second.
User joined your channel.
Hello there. Hello. So we're joined now by the winning team's Jarvan, and I gotta say, absolute clockwork. You've just been at the right time, almost at every time. How was this all planned, or what? Did you just happen to be at the right time, at the right place?
I think everything went so well because all of the, the skirmishes and fights just happened to take place where my jungle camps respawned. So what I usually do is I just play a very farming jungle and gank basically when it fits my jungle path or something. So it was just a series of fortunate coincidences, I think, in this game.
Very much, indeed.
Were you the main shot caller in this game, or did anyone else step up to that kind of role?
It was a bit chaotic. I tried to keep tabs on the objectives in general, like calling out when the Drake is and what we should do in general, but all of the targets and engage calls were really done by anyone that was in power.
In the team select, was there any real plan, or did everyone just kind of pick comfort picks that they wanted to play?
Hell yeah. Well, we wanted to ban Alkali's Kennen because he's really good at it, and that's like a champ that is a lot stronger than any of his other champs, because I know that. And then we were like, okay, let's see what's unbanned. We saw that both Jarvan and Lysandra were unbanned, so we were just hoping to first pick Jarvan and give away Lysandra. But it ended up being that we got both, so we got the hugest engage comp in the current meta, and we were really happy about that. And everything else just kinda went comfort picks, yeah, except for the Jarvan and Lysandra.
And of course, we have to ask you of your item building. We were saying that your team had a lot of magical damage, and you could be as the tank lane, but tank for the team. But instead, you were just going flat up cruiser mode in that game.
Yeah, I like going glass on most junglers, but in this game in particular, it was really good to go glass, or at least viable to go glass, because they didn't really have a lot of tanks. I mean, Maokai fell off, and we have Morgana's shield, so even if they like focus me with their CC, I can still pop any of their carries instantly before they manage to stun me. So that was the thinking there.
Around the first dragon, you managed to kill it, but I think 3 of you died. It was actually your only like loss in a skirmish.
Mhm.
What was kind of the plan afterwards? Was there any real change, or did you just kind of stick to your guns and stay the course, but maybe played a bit safer? I don't know. Yeah.
Well, at Drake, what happened was that we made a risky call to rush it down before they got there, and then one of us couldn't get out, and then we were like, should we fight? Should we not fight? Should we fight? And like this indecision was what got us behind, and like we basically died trying to save each other, and so yeah, I think we lost 3 people there, but since we pretty much wrecked lane phase and the Sandra was coming out a beast from top lane, then we were still ahead after that, so we didn't really have to do any major changes, just not make such risky calls after that.
I'd also like to ask, was a moment where, there was quite about 5 minutes of very passive play, you just kind of like wandering around the jungle, placing a few wards, not picking up too many kills or forcing many objectives. What was like the thought process through there? Because it was really passive, and you kind of letting the other team farm a bit, but then after a while you did take Dragon and Baron.
I think it was just the fact that they were starting to turtle up pretty effectively, and we didn't have any neutral objectives on the map. So yeah, I just tried to maximize farm in that time period, because I don't really like I'm not good at rushing down, turrets, even when you're ahead, and like I don't like these 5 versus 5 sieges, especially with kind of balls to the walls comp that was ours, which is like Lysandre Jarvan. You have to go deep. We can't really poke them down too well. So that was the thinking there. Just play it safe, delay. We already had like 4 Drakes at, I don't know, 20 minutes or something. We're like, we don't really have to force turrets. We just played time there.
Oh, you did a good job at it.
Cheers.
And I've been told to ask you, I think you know more about this, but I've been told to ask about your CLG rotations.
Yeah, what about them?
Just about the, ask about CLG rotations.
Don't understand the question quite fully.
No, I don't know. If it was TSM rotation, I could understand, but CLG, that's a little bit hazy for me.
I guess no comments, since I don't think I'm qualified to answer this question.
No, I don't think any of us are. Gonna have to go.
I think I know what a TSM rotation is, though. I think I was in season 3. I saw a video called Reginald the Shot Caller. He was playing Zillion, and oh my god, I gotta link you the video, but I'll do it afterwards.
Yeah, it is actually, you go on the one lane, you push it a little bit, then you go into the jungle, you kind of disappear, and then you move back to that same lane, and then you push it all the way. That's a TSM rotation.
Okay, cool. Today I learned. I don't watch a lot of LCS, or actually don't watch any LCS or streams, so I'm very uneducated in those terms. I used to watch a little back in like season 2, but nowadays when I have time, I usually just play.
And we heard a lot of rumors that SK might be considering you as a substitute for Svenskeren, who has been not performing on his best as at this time. Do you want to address these rumors?
Well, I mean the rumors are true, but you know, I have a commitment to the community here, and I don't want to leave them behind, and they already have a pretty good salary here, so I think not this season.
All right. Rema, you have something?
Well, no, I was just what do you think about the two players deciding to duo queue while an event's on?
Well, I find it a very interesting decision, and I hope at least the team isn't holding them back, and they get their elo to become challenger. Because if they don't even get that, then that'd be a bit disappointing, to say the least.
Politics.
Do you actually think this is positive for your team, as you're coming from a huge win? You kind of carry that mental state that, well, we just basically crushed them, or is this going to be bad because you have to wait for them to finish their game, and then you're having to go not so high mental state into the second game that you're having?
I think emotions are all over the place right now, and it's very hard to predict what kind of effect this will have. But here's hoping that the sort of psychological strength and stamina of our team withstands this tremendous mishappening.
I have to say, it's a very strong mind game play. I mean,
absolutely.
I mean, maybe if you were cheeky, you could spectate their game and see what champions they like and what they're good at.
No, I mean we've done our research. We have a Postman Season 5 secrets.txt on my desktop, so we already know everything about them. Oh. There's really little we can learn from that.
That's scary.
I know.
And we actually see they have finished up their game, so thank you, Half, for joining for this interview, and we'll be getting into the second game very shortly, so thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers.
User left your channel.
It doesn't really matter if you say it or type it, because I'm streaming my league, so you can...
Oh, no, I was kind of typing it when he was still in the room, so...
okay.
Yeah, I was... So he has a notepad, even though he's a sub. He's got the notepad of everyone.
Yeah,
maybe it's what he likes to do in his spare time, I don't know.
He must be that kind of a person who dreams about league and comes up with these crazy strategies to pick some crazy champions. Oh wait, that's just me. That's how I came up with the Xerath support.
Just a cool kid.
Yeah, I like to think league when I'm on my free time, to think about champions that will make a great support. Or at least try. I tried Faker today, not so much. I did see before he got nerfed. And he's still kind of playable, but not as much as you would want it to be.
But always stick to that Vel'Koz.
I actually haven't tried out the Vel'Koz support yet, and most likely I won't.
What?
Well, it's just the fact that it feels... It has that feel on Vel'Koz that it just doesn't fit. It feels like that. Whenever I'm watching a Vel'Koz support, it feels like, well, he doesn't, you know.
You don't steal minions like you would with the Xerath queue.
Well, yeah, Xerath's queue is kind of interesting because you can do it over the minions, So you have to be really careful about where you decide to poke them with your Q. So it kind of it takes more skill to play like Xerath support.
Right. I mean, so you're saying it's not skillful that the Vel'Koz, Q using geometry?
No. Because if you aim at the minions, then it will hit the minions. You have to aim it somewhere where there isn't minions, rather not behind you. Just Q in front of you, not the minions, and then you just try to reactivate it to hit that geometry Q. But other than that, there's nothing much really into it.
Well, it makes the AD carry on his tippy toes.
Well, as would Xerath as well. And Xerath is not having to be, I have to be careful about where I stand, where you have to be. Also, your AD carry would lose CS. But if you have a great AD carry with you, it's not gonna be a problem. And there's still a little bit of delay. Let's we get the Zed in here. That was a... Or actually, is he being a... No, that's... Well, that's interesting to see. Well, what is he doing here? He might just want to join the spectate as... He doesn't want to watch the stream, so I don't know, maybe he isn't as diamond as he wants us to believe that he is.
Those shots, Graham. Do those shots.
User joined your
Double
channel.
team sucks.
User left your channel.
Yeah, that's a shout out from Dream It.
Yeah, indeed. I hope that Dreamit's mother got that message from his son. I must think that she should be very proud of him.
User joined
Shout
your
out
channel.
to my mom. Hello, mom.
User left your channel.
I mean, if his mum doesn't receive that message, I'll give it to her tonight. Hey, Lamau.
Okay, and now we're finally getting into the Game 2 champion selection.
User joined your
Zeddy.
channel.
Oh, Zeddy. Well, anyway. You can join us, maybe, as a diamond player for the thing. If you can't watch, is that... were you not in the lobby?
I can't watch because Twitch is being funny in Germany most of the time.
Alright, yeah, I don't mind if you... Yeah, I mean, you could
Okay,
add some
thanks.
comments as well, considering you're diamond and we're
Uh,
not.
I don't know.
Well, I didn't see that, so. But we have finished up the champion phase. Rek'Sai, Vi, Gnar banned out from the blue team, while Jarvan, Lissandra, and Irelia banned out. But the Morgana getting away with the banning phase once again, and Baraka is gonna pick that one up. And also that is a flex pick to go to support as well.
I quite like the fact that they obviously banning the Jarvan and the Lysandra was an obvious thing, but the Graves pick always a nice safe pick. Low cooldown dash, quite a lot of damage. Quite good bullying lane. Also has the attack speed steroid and the blind. He's just a really good all round AD carry. Lee Sin is picked up. Might be a top lane Lee Sin, might be jungle. I'd like to see a mid lane against this Morgana, which proves a little more effective than the one we saw last game. It wasn't because of bad play, it just seemed to be that last game there was quite a bit of support for the Morgana when she needed it. Boss managed to escape out really early, so maybe it'd be nice if we champion was picked. A little more early damage to poke out that Morgana. She did get out very low quite a few times last game.
Yeah, and we actually managed to get to see finally. I've been talking about this Nisk getting his hands onto that Jinx, as he is very much of a beast on that champion, and actually a Soraka getting locked in by Tequila.
I mean, and then a Blitzcrank being hovered over. Ari being picked against Morgana again. I mean, it wasn't a bad pick last time. Just the Ari had a very rough time, in laning phase because of the Jarvan. But hopefully this time, maybe the Zac, which seems to be picked, won't be as much of a harassment.
Yeah, we got it from the interview with Half that he likes to play those glass champions, and it would be interesting to see. This will be a little bit different, as you have, it will be an AP Zac that does a lot of damage, but now he's gonna switch over to the Shen. Now hovering back over to Zac. I'm back to Shen. There we go. It's the Shen lockup for Half.
This actually means that the bot lane, the purple team, is in a lot of danger. I mean, the Malphite teleport could come down. Penalty could come down. That's 4 people in a matter of seconds in the bot lane. That turns that into a 4v2. Be very easy double kill to pick up. So this red team is going to have to be very safe when playing in the bot lane. The Grave Soraka lane, Doublelift claimed to be the most brain dead of the AD carry support lane. So maybe we'll see if that works out. As you said, Nisk on a Jinx, champion he likes a lot. Also with a Blitzcrank, might be a very good pick against the Soraka. Actually, Soraka's not got any really deep kind of mechanisms or any mobility as it stands, apart from her passive, but that's very specific. These team comps actually seem kind of messy. No real clear goal, although there is the potential for a lot of roaming for blue team.